So, you guys might be wondering why it is a group of your friendly neighborhood communists are hosting a sewing class. So why? Number one, member of the community asked us to. Number two, there is a vacuum of this skill in the local community, and we intend to reintroduce it, and most importantly, contextualize why it's been lost in the first place. Capitalism, as a system, demands so much from its workers on a daily basis. Like, you spend the hypothetical arrangement that a lot of unions made in the early 1930s with the bosses are, we get an 8-hour work day, then we get 8 hours to fucking sleep, and then we get 8 hours for recreation, for leisure. We don't get that anymore. Since the financial crisis of 2008 and the introduction of the Uberization model of work, you could argue even before that, we have not had 8-hour work days in the slightest. And because of that, the ability of the working class to maintain itself in the small ways that matter, from the ability to cook, clean, repair clothing and appliances, the small things that make having a home life comfortable, the skills to do that are disappearing because we simply do not have enough time or energy after we get back from work to do them. In the specific case of often clothing and appliance maintenance, those skills to repair things that we already have are being exported to the third world and replaced as a skill with instead consumption of cheap, replaceable, disposable goods that come at the direct expense of the hyper-exploitation of people in the underdeveloped world, most often than not, women. In the first world, having no time to perform the skills necessary to make their own lives a bit more comfortable, but that are in fact time-consuming and require a specific set of skills, and also the market incentives that create cheap labour out of workers in the imperial periphery. And it is because of this dual dynamic that makes it necessary for communists to not only intervene into communities where these skills are obviously vacant, where these skills are necessary, reintroduce those skills, but also with the context of why they are disappearing. One, educational austerity, a lack of funding for these skills to be taught in schools. Two, community breakdown, the lack of the transmission of these skills from generation to generation. And three, the market incentive for these skills to be supplemented by the labour of the third world. So it's our job as communists in the first world to reintroduce these skills back into communities, to agitate against capitalism and imperialism on the basis of a self-sufficient working class, a sufficiency born from the reintroduction of these skills. What a way to introduce these skills? Step one, small step but vital step, teach them. And that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesday and Thursday this week in Back and Head. We hope to see you there.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs.